Any questions at the end of my conversation? You're uncomfortable with English. Als je lastig vindt om een Engelse vraag te stellen, doe je het in Nederlands, kan ik het even voor je vertalen. Dat is eigenlijk wat ik wil zeggen. But it's good to have you all here, and especially you, Ashton. Let me start with this. Last year you were here as well.
I was indeed.
What happened that you thought I should be there again next year?
I think the delicious beer here in Apeldoorn, that had something to do with it. Well, I put out a new Awakening record last year, the 12th Awakening record, in fact, and it was an album where I sort of essentially fell in love with the Awakening again. I had been jumping back and forth with a lot of solo work and different projects and writing books and collaborating with other artists, and something told me to make an Awakening record, and I tested the waters, came out here and played some solo shows, and felt the need to bring my friends with me the following time, my friends being the band members. So here we are with the full band.
Would you say that the Awakening is actually a band, or is it a band sounding solo?
Well, to be truthful, I'm the only one on the record, or the CD, or the VHS, or whatever it is you like to purchase. But when we perform live, yes, it's very much a band, and I think the people I have involved influence how I approach the work, what I want to say with the work, and how I'd like to perform it. So it is a band in that sense, but studio-wise, it tends to just be me.
So how do you decide whether it's going to be an Ashton Nyte solo album or the Awakening album?
I have a cat called Willow. She's the most beautiful cat in the world, and she has a sense, I could tell, she has a certain look in her eyes when it's an Awakening album or an Ashton Nyte solo.
So she's kind of the boss.
Well, she's the producer and studio head and my collaborative force. That, and generally speaking, I just write and I can see where the music goes, and then once I get into a kind of a pattern or a groove, it sort of tells me what it's going to be, and then I sort of build on that as either as a solo record or an Awakening record.
For some reason, I have the feeling that the name The Awakening has been around for decades, which it has, which it had. But when did it start?
Are you saying I'm really old?
Yes, you've been around a while.
I started very early. As I was
You were
telling
4.
Yeah, well, you were there last time.
Yeah.
Yes, well done.
So, but I mean, there's a lot of people talking about The Awakening way before you were here. So
I send them checks so that they tell people.
yeah, I've seen such a check, but what was in 98 or something?
Yeah, the band actually started in 94, I think, or 95, theoretically, and then the first record was 97.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was 4.
When you were 4.
When I was
What was the idea behind the band? Why did you start it?
Why did I start it? Because I felt like that's what I was born to do. I grew up in South Africa in a time when you were discouraged from pursuing the arts or being a nice person. So I tried to pursue the arts and be a good person. And art saved me. Art saved me from a different path. So I think I've tried to celebrate that ever since.
Yeah. You obviously you mentioned Africa. How should we portray that? I mean, are you African? Are you American? What's the story?
Well, I'm an African American.
Obviously.
I am now. I was born in South Africa, so I guess I'm still a South African, but I'm also an American. So my legitimate African American friends find that joke hilarious. So I feel I'm allowed to have some sort of permission to share that.
Yeah, but you live in the United States.
I do. I'm sorry, but I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's not go in there. But how important is South Africa still in your life?
Well, I think our heritage is always going to play a role in who we are and what we create. I mean, I actually released an Afrikaans album in 2014. Afrikaans is our second language. It's a little bit similar to Dutch. Ons kan mekaar klein bietjie verstaan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And that's like baby Dutch, right? You usually laugh hysterically. We start speaking Afrikaans and they're like, ha ha ha. Stop doing that, said the Dutch people.
Yeah. No, we're friendly people too.
You really are.
Most of the time.
Yes. No. Can I take this coat off? I'm really warm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me take my shirt off too.
Please do. This is phase one of the interview. It gets better.
For some reason, the theater ran empty. Now, let's not go into that. Hey, you have made a lot of albums, which makes me wonder: is it your work, or is it a huge hobby?
Oh no, it's who I am. It's who I am. It's my work is how I understand how I fit into the world, what my relationship with everything is, you know, with God, with humanity, with nature, with the political climate, whatever else, you know. That's how I figured out. I write songs, I write stories. Sometimes the stories have music, and sometimes they end up in books. You know?
Yeah. That said, is who you are good enough to pay bills? Or do you have a side being as well?
I have a wife.
Okay, that counts. That counts, yeah. Hey, 20 albums. Which one of the best? Which one is the best?
The best? What does that mean?
That means that the one you're most proud of.
It depends on how I'm feeling. I think my favorite solo record is called Waiting for a Voice. I wrote that in 2020. Had grand plans of touring it all over the world, and then something happened in 2020. And I found myself washing bags of chips with gloves on and a mask, looking out the window. So not much touring, but I love that record. It's probably the closest thing to me in my actual state, whatever that means.
Yeah.
And for The Awakening, I think Tales of Absolution and Obsolution in 2009, that's probably my favorite Awakening record. It's the most realized album as a sort of Gothic Darkwave album goes. But they're all my children, so it kind of feels weird telling you that I have favorites. You know?
Yeah. Speaking of all your children, I was at the merchandise table and I saw that most of your children are black. I'm from Africa. You're from Africa. There's one white kid in the midst. Have you ever thought about using a different color than black in your artwork, besides from the white one?
Yeah, I frequently think about it, but it just doesn't really work when I put. No, there's one that's got a green color to it. Yeah, a bit of green.
Yeah, but it's mostly black.
Yeah, I was blonde in it. That counts for something. I was wearing bright pink underpants, but you can't see them because they're under my black pants. Yeah. I'm not opposed to. I see you wearing some color. I appreciate that.
Yes. I want to stand out.
Oh, you?
In the audience here.
Yeah.
So I considered black, but I thought no.
Yeah, you don't conform.
I should do something else.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. But the question goes back to, you made a choice to go black in your art a couple of years ago. For some reason, you tend to go there over and over again. So maybe it totally fits who you want to be or how you look at your art.
Yeah, I think I'm just comfortable with it, you know. I think black's very slimming, you know, it's a very flattering color, or non-color. And I've also gone black and white with a lot of the artwork and music videos.
Yep.
I like black and white. It has an otherness to it, and I think my music has an otherness to it. And I think when you immersing yourself in that space, you're automatically somewhere else, you know? It's not just, you don't feel like you're just talking about underpants with a Dutch person. You feel like, and, or if it's Rob, he talks about cheese all the time. Where is he? Yeah, my Dutch friend, my Dutch brother, another mother.
Yeah. Hey, you've been on tour last
6 years, feels like
6 years.
Yeah.
There was actually a tour going on in Europe. How has it been?
No, it's been wonderful. It's largely because we now have Rob in our band, and he is truly wonderful. It's the family member we've been looking for, because music is, you know, as I said, it's who I am, not just some hobby or something. And to realize it in front of people, you want to be the best you can be, and you need support to be able to do that. And you need a family to do that, and I think we have a pretty good family.
Yeah. I saw that the next part of the tour is going to be South Africa. How do they respond to your music?
Mass hysteria similar to Beatlemania. Yeah, they like it. They really like me there. It's very nice of them. I mean, don't know why, but yeah, I played hundreds and hundreds of shows in South Africa, honestly. Before moving to the States, I don't know how it happened, but the band just became very popular, and we headlined everything. We did all the good things that the band would like to do. Yeah. And I thought maybe let's go back so I can stop paying off all the bills that I've been accumulating trying to tour Europe. And stop relying on my wife all the time.
You've been doing this for a bit more than 3 decades. Still, you're very young. How do you look at the future?
How do I look at the future?
For the band?
Oh, I think it's everything has to feel natural. It has to be a natural evolution, organic evolution. It's and band members have a lot to do with that. You know, if you're touring with people who aren't elevating the situation, then you don't want to tour anymore. You know, if you play in shows where people, you know, are not responsive, and all of that, you know, it just, I don't over-plan any of it. I think there's a 2-year plan at most, you know, but I'm always writing new things, and just kind of let the art take me where it's going to go, and let the relationships take me and help me understand.
Yeah. When you say it matters how the band members are part of a team.
Yes.
Has it ever happened that you were with musicians that didn't understand you or had a different idea?
Many times, yes.
Many times.
Yes.
And
we had a lot of different bass guitarists in this band.
Yeah. How did you get your motivation back afterwards?
Look, in situations like that, you stay true to the work. You know, ultimately, I think the songs are a gift. It's a privilege to sing to people. It's a privilege to be sitting on a stage, even talking about the things that we've been talking about. You know, it's a privilege, and everything we get to do is an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to meet people and to engage with people, and you can always focus on that, even if you end up with strange band members with strange habits. You need to kind of invite them to find a different band. Even then, you've still got that, you know, and I never take that for granted.
Were you always the band leader, or have you ever been asked to be in somebody else's band?
In the very beginning, I was asked to be in somebody else's band, yeah.
Did you say yes?
I did, that's how I started, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There was a band called Walk, and they'd lost their singer, so I was catching a bus with Terry to college, and walking through a very scary part of Johannesburg every day, as we did. Actually, all the areas are scary in Johannesburg, but a particularly scary one. And one day he called me up and asked something about the song I was singing while we were walking. I said, yeah, I can sing a little bit, and so he invited me to audition, and I went, and I think there was a Bauhaus song that they were doing, and I could kind of do a Bauhaus thing, maybe. And I got the job, and we called that band Martyr's Image. That was my first band, and I think we lasted about 6 or 9 months until, you know, the band broke up, as bands sometimes do. And I kept the bass guitarist and the drum machine, and I started The Awakening. And then I got another guitarist. And after 2 records, we replaced the drum machine with the drummer, and so it continued.
Yeah. And now we're here.
And now we're here.
20 albums later.
Yeah.
All kinds of diversity.
Yeah.
there's a lot of people here. Some might have all 20 albums.
I doubt that. Yeah.
You're close. If not, somebody has a question that's really on your heart that you want to ask, Ashton. Yeah, you were really anxious.
I'm loud enough, I think.
Yes, you are.
Don't mind me asking your age.
There's no way I'm answering that. You can ask me literally anything else.
When were you born?
I was born in the early 1800s, in a small farming community outside of New Orleans.
Yeah. You drink blood at night.
No. Why do you assume New Orleans is blood? I mean, that's
No, more that's in the early
racial profiling, I think.
Okay, we're not gonna get the answer.
I'm sorry.
I guess. Hey, last year you did an album with the if you do 20 albums in 30-year time, you have this workflow that assumes that you're working on something new now. Is it true?
Oh yes, I always work on multiple new things all the time. In fact, I tend to write about 3 albums worth of material for each album that I release. So one day, when I finally keel over, they'll send someone in and there'll be a huge box set, like hundreds of records that you could buy. You know, $29.99 at the local, what's it called, TK Maxx or something? Yeah, with every box of Kleenex, you can get a whole box set of Ashton's catalog. 2 boxes of Kleenex, they take the catalog away again, so it's a tricky thing. That's my vision, it's my legacy right there.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm always writing something, and I have a new solo record that I'm nearly finished, and I'd like to put that out next year.
So that's going to be a solo record.
At this point, it looks like that.
That's what the cat said.
Yeah, that's what exactly. Thank you so much for that callback, Willow.
Willow.
Her name is Willow.
Her name is Willow. She said it was going to be a solo album.
Yeah, from the beginning. She was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah. Is there any song that you use already, or maybe tonight? No, because it's a solo album.
No, I'm singing some solo songs tonight. Just they've already been released. Yeah.
Okay. Some of the older ones. Hey, you made 2 books as well.
Yes.
An album is normally a combination of music and lyrics. Book is just lyrics. What was so important that it needed to be a book?
It was more a timing thing. I think I'd written the album Waiting for a Voice in sort of late 2019, I was finishing it up in early 2020, and my father passed away, and we went back to South Africa to help my mom with everything. And when we got back, I think as we left South Africa, they were shutting down the borders because COVID was busy happening. So it was a very surreal time to have that happen and bring her to the States, and then have the whole world as we knew it turn around. And I think we all became more introspective in that time, and so did I. For years, my wife had been encouraging, her name is Rose, Rose had been encouraging me to write something other than just songs. She's very dismissive of my work. She's like, enough of the songs now, let's have some stories.
Yeah.
That's why we work well together. And she's here. So very happily married. I was the type of songs I was writing. I just had a moment where I thought, oh, they look good on a page, and maybe I could just have them on a page, and that led to the poems, and that led to short stories, and then I thought I'd tie it all together with these little vignettes, these little musings, and then I had a book. And I enjoyed it so much that when I did the following solo record, which is called Autumn's Children, I essentially wrote a book to go with that, with a similar format. And I'm currently assembling a book just of short stories that will be independent of any album or any...
And is it fictional stories?
Yeah.
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 It's not about your dad passing away or something?
No, look, the first one, Waiting for a Voice, the book, is very much influenced by my dad passing and COVID. I mean, that was what was happening at the time. So the musings deal with that, and some of the poems deal with that, but the stories are, I think, kind of independent of that. But they're very much designed to be sort of companions to the music, whereas moving forward I'd like to write things that are, I think Autumn's Children's book is even more of a standalone collection of stories and thoughts than the first one. And you can buy that tonight from the merch table.
Yes, there's a lot, and there's a lot of CDs.
There's also a lot of merch. Please buy this stuff. I don't want to take it home. It's so heavy. Yeah.
I want to thank you. I hear some noise from the neighbors already, so we're just going to play there. You will be here performing with The Awakening
Yes.
later tonight.
Yes.
I will thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you so much.
Wishing you a very good 26th birthday very soon.
Again, yeah. Thank you.
And have our love for Rose and Willow.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.